in our lives, our daily lives, we have it really easy compared to the majority of the people walking on this planet. The difference between what some people in the world will look at as just another day in life, to us could be a disaster. No communications and things like that. So let me start off by explaining who I am. My name's John Rickwald. I've been studying disaster preparedness for over 30 years. So I also joined the CERT program, that's the Community Emergency Response Team. And so I use that truck to both promote the CERT program at parades or special events. I also carry the training equipment for the CERT program, so their final day on the CERT program, people learn how to use a fire extinguisher correctly and how to shut their gas meter on and off correctly. And then I also carry some disaster response equipment in the truck. The more and more I studied, the more and more I realized that not only was I not even close to prepared, that we're in big trouble if something big happens. 70% of the injuries were foot related. They were both at nighttime. And the reason it was so extreme is in the excitement of the moment, as you're jumping out of your bed, you're not realizing you're walking on broken glass. Preparedness material like water, and a flashlight, and a radio, and a get-home pack. But just knowing it, that you have it, you can take your mind off the disaster, the possibilities of the future. We don't know what's going to happen in the next 5 minutes, let alone in the next 5 years. By doing these basic things, you're telling yourself that I'm going to take hold of a bad situation. Another thing about being prepared is you're taking the burden off the first responders. We don't know if a train is coming through here at the same exact time with toxic chemicals on it. That would be a tenfold disaster from what's already going on. So at least 2 fire extinguishers. Because if you can put out a small fire before it gets out of control, you could be making a world of difference to the whole neighborhood. The first thing you're going to want to do is call your loved ones. That's typical. Chances are you're going to get a busy signal if the cell system is still up. And you're going to try again and try again and try again. It's going to be busy, 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 busy. So then try texting, because texting waits in line. In other words, if I was texting my wife and say, "Are you okay?" Send. And it doesn't say delivered, it's just sitting there. It's waiting its turn. It might have to wait a whole minute, but that message will probably get to as long as the cell system is still working. We have got to teach people when it's time to be okay to go into a small building and when it's not time to go into a small building. A get-home pack basically has everything you would need to be relatively comfortable in the middle of a disaster, maybe for 3 or 4 days. You know, sometimes people approach me and say, "Are you a doomsday prepper?" No, I'm not a doomsday prepper. I'm just doing the basic things that are recommended by the first responders, the Sheriff's Office, the Office of Emergency Services, FEMA, the Red Cross. It's called food ration bars. These were specifically made to take extreme heat and extreme cold, and the shelf life in the trunk of your car could easily be 7 years. And having maybe a 3-month supply of freeze-dried. The thing about freeze-dried though, if it's dry, you gotta put water in it. So let's talk about water. The gauzes, and the light sticks, plastic tarps, emergency blankets. They're all cheap, relatively speaking. And if you're insured for the contents of your house, and they see all the things that you took a picture of, they will most likely cover those items. So heed the importance of our first responders when they say, evacuate, you should evacuate. You can't do everything, but you can at least start on something. And if you start on something today, chances are you will be successful. You're the bushcraft guy. You're teaching everybody how to start a fire with 2 sticks and you know, and go out there in the wilderness and says, "No, I teach them to have a lighter." Teach them how to catch a rabbit. No, I don't teach anybody how to catch a rabbit. I teach them how to go buy MREs and put rotated beans in their pantry and maybe buy some Mountain House freeze-dried foods. These are all simple and very important.